So it's been a while since the last video. Yeah, nearly 3 weeks. I wanted to talk a little bit today just about what's happened. Another rug pull moment in my life. How, I don't know, the whole system we've got just isn't there to help and work for the people that work in it. And something I noticed about myself that I thought I was all right with, but it's still a big issue for me. So it's probably going to be a bit of a rambly one. If you want to stick around and listen, that's amazing. Thank you very much for your time. Like, subscribe, all of that stuff. So I don't know, for those of you who don't know, I'm a private hire driver. That's for the Americans out there, that's basically Uber. And I own my own car. So I have fairly low expenses. Great, wonderful. A couple of weeks ago, go out to my car Sunday morning to go to the shops, and somebody's driven into the back of it. So long story short, there was a note on the car, and by the time I got, it was a drunk driver. Police had attended, and I'm at a point now where the insurance have effectively said that the car's a write-off. It's going to be written off. And it's just been another thing that just felt, I've really struggled. The last couple of weeks, my God, I've really struggled. I was very lucky in that, I was back on the road within a day or so. I put sort of a bit of a call out on Facebook on a taxi group, and a couple of people come to sort of support, which has been great, which means I'm back on the road, so I'm not losing all of them. I'm not completely skint, but I'm nowhere near the kind of position I was in. So and it's just examples of how the system just isn't there to help people anymore. Nothing is built to help people, to a point where, so there was a note on the car from the police. Great. Get the crime number, all that good stuff. But there's no details about the other vehicle. So my insurance company is saying they're going to take 6 weeks to get the details of the vehicle, up to 6 weeks from the police, to get the details from the police. I can't get any details from the police because it's all data protection. And for those of you that aren't in the UK, there's or Europe as it was, there's all these data protection laws. But like I said I was trying to explain to the police, if I'd been there and seen it, I'd have his details. If my neighbours had taken a photo of the car, I'd have his details. If their Ring doorbell was recording, I'd have his details. But because they've taken those details and put them into a report, that now becomes data protected. So I can't access those details. So somebody who reached out to me this week from an accident management company, I'll go into that in a minute, works in the taxi trade, trying to get me back on the road. And they work directly with insurance companies, and et cetera, et cetera. But it would help me massively as far as my expenditure, the expenses that I'm currently incurring. Can't do anything because they haven't got the registration number of the vehicle. And no one will give it to me. My insurance company haven't got it yet. And the police won't give it to me. So, all these systems we have built to protect this or protect that, when it actually comes to somebody whose livelihood is actually on the line, oh no, fuck you. We're more interested in protecting the details of a drunk driver than actually supporting the victim of the crime whose livelihood has now been taken away from him. Well, main source of creating a livelihood has been taken away from him. And because my insurance company have yet to have the details of the third party involved, there is an outstanding claim on my insurance, which my insurance premium has now gone up. Now, this is eye-watering for some of you. So from a taxi commercial insurance point of view, I've been able to secure a new insurance fairly cheap. It was £200 a month. My premium has gone from £200 a month to £370 a month, because I have an outstanding claim on my insurance. I'm now paying £120 a week for a car, which I wasn't paying before, and I'm paying an extra £50 a week, give or take, in fuel than I was paying before. So I am losing about a day and a half earnings a week just in expenses that I wasn't incurring before. And I get none of that back just by going through my standard insurance. I get none of it. My insurance company have contacted me and said my car's a total loss as far as they're concerned. So they are going to probably give me pennies on the pound for it, which leaves me in a position now where from having my own vehicle, fully outright owned, to now having more debt. And it's just another example for me of, it just pulled me down a bit the last couple of weeks that I had a plan. I've got debt left over from my divorce, and I had a plan this year on working, when I was going to have certain things cleared by. And that's all gone out the window again. Just gone again because of something that's out of my control. And I know there's we only should focus on the things we can control, and I know all of that. But God Almighty, sometimes I feel like I need to catch a break. Just somebody just to throw me a bone, so I can get somewhere, because I'm fighting and I'm trying. And it just is another highlight for me how, you try to do the right thing. And what happens? You get, excuse my French, you get fucked over. You get screwed. No one who ever does what is deemed as the right thing is ever supported. To the point where I've got my mum offering me money to help me out, which is like, I'm nearly 50. What's going on? It's embarrassing. And then, so the whole system that we have in this country, none of it is built to help anybody. It's just built to extract as much money from, the people that work in the system as they can, and fuck you over. That's it. And then, but yeah, we're just plebs with the ruling class just doing whatever they want. And they don't care what happens to us. And then this week, somebody reached out to me on Monday. I put a post on Facebook. I don't normally use Facebook, but I put a post in the taxi group and just saying, look, I don't know where to turn. I don't know what to do. Anyone, got any advice? Somebody reached out to me Monday. I'm not going to go into their details. And they basically operate a car. It's where I've taken my car to get it serviced. They do taxis, and they have a accident management centre. And I there's a lot of stuff like this. I've never been involved with this. I don't really understand it. They are, I suppose, effectively what you would class in the past as a no-win, no-fee. Like, they deal with the claims, and if they get anything out of it, then they take a percentage of it, etc. They don't operate that way. So they phoned me, well, the chap phoned me, so I said, look, I'll pop in. We had a good natter. I've been down there a couple of times this week. And he seems to be coming from a genuine place of, look, we are here to help drivers get back on the road and incur as least cost as possible, etc. And it sounds really positive, and we've got a plan going forward of what to do now. But my initial response was, what'd you get out of it? What are you getting out of it? What are they going to try and screw me over? And I thought I had moved past some of the trust issues that I've had historically with people. And I realised it's so embedded in me still. I just don't trust people at all since the divorce. And losing all of the friends and the family that we had collectively, all of that went away. And then I went to a group last year before, and one of the guys that was in that group was basically running a pyramid scheme, trying to screw people out of crypto and getting money out of people and whatever. And another example of somebody who's running something that's there to support people, but on the side he's trying to get money out of people. And I just realised how it's so embedded in me that I just don't trust people anymore. Anyone who might come along with sort of like good intentions. My instant reaction is, well, what do you want out of it? What are you going to get out of me? How am I going to get pushed down again? And I just thought, what an unhealthy place to be in. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, everything's just got on top of me the last couple of weeks again. I want to try and get back into a routine with the channel and doing some of the videos that I'd sort of planned out for, and some of the playlists I talked about in a couple of other videos. But this week's just knocked me for six this last couple of weeks again. So I just needed a bit of a vent, get it out there. You know, I don't know, is it a pity video? Maybe a little bit. So I'm sorry. But I suppose again, it just thinking about how, you know, I didn't realise I do a lot of this with my hands as well when I'm thinking. I actually reflect on this stuff now, which I would never have done before. So I suppose there's a positive there in that, you know, I'm doing a video like this and I'm thinking about what's happened this last couple of weeks. I'm thinking about my reaction to the last couple of weeks, which I would never have done that previously. It would have just been another thing that would have piled on top. So I suppose that recognition of things that have happened is a good thing, and hopefully maybe something I can use going forward. Anyway, that's it really. Bit of a moan, bit of a rant, maybe a lesson learned, and a bit of understanding that I've seen in myself. Thanks for watching as ever, and I will see you next time, hopefully with something a little bit more productive or positive rather than just a moan session. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.